Hello again. There's another tool that I'd like to tell you about, and that's the clone stamp. Now, as you can see on my photograph here, the mannequin that I've used has seen better days, and that she's got a few cracks around the neck. Well, happily in Photoshop there's a way that I can get rid of these. So the first thing I'm going to do is zoom in a little bit so we can actually see what we're working on. You can see that she's got quite a few cracks which are visible in the photo. So I'm going to use the clone stamp to actually minimize the effect of those cracks. So let's click on the clone stamp tool, and what the clone stamp does is that it copies the pixels from one place onto the place where you onto the place where you click. So in this instance it would copy from here to here, and therefore it's copying the good pixels over the pixels that show the crack. Now you can adjust the size of your stamp. This is quite big, so if I go to the top left I can adjust the size. So I'm going to bring it down to about 60. No, I'm not. I'm going to bring it down to about 40. And also you have the option to set the hardness of the stamp so that you can bring it right up, bring it down. I'm going to take mine to 50% for this exercise, but I suggest that you have a play and see what effects that you achieve working on your own photos. So I've selected the size, I've selected the hardness. Now if I go over to the image where I want to make the repair, where I want to use a clone stamp, I need to tell Photoshop where I want to copy the pixels from. So first of all I press Alt and click, and that has told Photoshop that these are the pixels that we want to copy and want to clone them here. Now as you'll see, as I move my cursor, you'll see the little crosshatch is telling us where we're copying the pixels from, and that we are copying them on top of the crack, so therefore we're reducing the effect. Now you've got to be really careful when you use this, because it can become very obvious that you're cloning pixels from one place to another, particularly if you're cloning from an area where the pixels aren't the same color. So for example, if I now work down here, I'm adding dark pixels because I'm cloning from here. I've actually just added another crack, which is the exact opposite of what I wanted to do, of course. So Control Z to remove that. So the best way to ensure that you don't have a very obvious mark is to make sure that you're working as close as possible to the area that you want to cover, so that the pixels are as close as possible in color. So again, Alt and click, and as I move along here, it's covered up pretty well. Now remember that I'm zoomed right in on this, so if I zoom back out again, press Alt to turn that to a minus, so we zoom out. You'll see that the repair that we've made is near enough invisible. So that's a really quick look at the clone tool. There are many ways that you can use it, but this is just to give you a really quick overview of how you can use this tool to take out flaws of your image, flaws in your photograph, and to smooth out any irregularities. Okay, thank you for watching.